Hey, welcome to John's Guitar Lab. What's going on today? All right, I've seen a lot of things that I've, joined a lot of these guitar groups and stuff like that. And apparently there's a lot of questions about the notes on the fingerboard and all this sort of stuff. So this is what this video is about. Now this is whether it doesn't matter the style of guitar you want to play or what you do play, whatever. This is going to show you how to find, at this point, all the natural notes on the guitar. All right. Now, yes, you have sharps and flats and all this, but we're going to do this a piece at a time, and this video is specifically the natural notes on the guitar. First thing, pencil and paper. You're going to need this because you're going to write this chart down. See it right here. All you need to write down is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, well, the whole 9 yards. Leave space between the letters, because between the letters you have to put these numbers on the bottom. And as you could see, number 1 goes between C and D, number 1 goes between D and E, 1/2 goes between E and F, and so forth and so on. All right, that's important. You do this, and then here comes the next step. All right, what this is, it's the C major scale, or the natural scale in music. How this relates to the guitar is we have to make the scale what we call a series of steps. That's the bottom numbers right here. So, instance, between C and D is 1 step. Between D and E is 1 step. Between E and F is a 1/2 step. How these steps relate to the guitar is 1 step equals 2 frets. Now, what does this mean? Let's pick up a guitar here. And here we go. Probably jiggling the mic around. That's the noise you're going to hear. All right, are we getting a good shot at this? This is C, right? Most people know this. If not, it's the first finger, 1st fret, 2nd string. Okay, from this starting point, we're going to learn fairly simply all the natural notes on the guitar. Right, now, what I said earlier, between C and D is 1 step. 1 step on the guitar means here is our starting point, and we have to go 2 frets further to make up that 1 step. So 1 step is 2 frets. So if I'm starting here, you see this 1st fret? Okay, this is our starting point. We're not counting this one. That's starting point. When I say, hey, this is the note, your starting point, and it's 2 frets for 1 step, here's 2 frets, 1 and 2. Starting point, 1, 2. So 2 frets make 1 step. And it's really important you understand this, because it's going to make your life so much easier, because it's going to be very simple to find all these notes. Right, a 1/2 step. When we get to that point, the 1/2 step is 1 fret. And when we get to that note, I'll show you how we'll do it. Another thing is we're going to do this with the guitar, but we're going to show you all on 1 string, because that way you're going to see the distance. A lot of times you'll hear, a lot of theory people, stuff like that. They'll say, well, it's like the piano keyboard. That's the way you're looking at it. That's fine if you know something about the piano. If you don't know anything about the piano, oh well. Okay, so here, see, first finger, first fret. A whole step away, or one step, is 2 frets. So if we go from here, and we go 2 frets, boom, it's D. Now let's look between D and E. How far is it? It's 1 step. 1 step is how many frets? 2 frets. So here's D. That's your starting point, 1, 2. Now we're on E. Okay, from E to F is a half a step. A half step is only 1 fret. With this fret being our starting point, there's F. Okay, from F to G, G to A is 1 step. A to B, 1 step. B to C is a half step. Now, the great thing about this is that it's always going to be in the alphabetical order, or the musical alphabetical order. In other words, musical alphabet, 7 letters, A through G. After G, it goes back to A. So here, that's why you could visualize, you see the C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. It's endlessly repeated. Normally, when you're going up, the notes get higher. C, D, E, F, G, B, C. And when you're doing the alphabet backwards, usually the notes are getting lower. Okay, so that's what's important here. How do we figure out the notes on the rest of the strings? Right, we did that with starting on C. Well, let's start on the G string. It's the 3rd string opened. You go on your chart, you go here to G. Because here we're going to follow the formula G, between G and the next note. Remember what I said, everything is alphabetical order. So G to A is how far? 1 step. Here's G, open string. 1 step is the 2nd fret. The way to calculate this, in case it's confusing, because I did say 1 step is 2 frets. Think of the nut here, all right, as your starting point. So that's our open string. In this case, the 3rd string, the G string open. That's our starting point. So to go 2 frets, which equals 1 step, we're going to go bop, bop. Okay? So a whole step from an open string, if you're going to go a whole step, 1 step, or 2 frets as we say, 1, 2. So here we did G. Now G, the next note that we see a whole step away is A. 1 fret. 1 step, pardon me. 2 frets, 1 step. Now A to B is how far? 1 step, that's right. Then we go from here. We go B to C. How far is it? It's a half step. C to D, D to E, E to F, half step, F to G, whole step. And by the way, if you want to go further, it repeats itself if you want to keep going. G to A, a whole step, A to B, a half step, B to C, so forth and so on. Okay, we'll do one more string and then we're going to tell you something else. All right, let's go to the D string, 4th string, right here. Okay, so what we do is we go to our chart that we wrote down. You start on D. D is an open string, so we look here, we say D to E is how far? 1 step. So we know from what we did before that opened, starting from here, 1, 2. So the E is on the 2nd fret. So E to F is how far? A half step. Go there, half step, 1 fret. Then it goes. Just follow the chart. You know, it's always going to be the same. This way, you can find every natural note on your guitar fingerboard. And at this point, as I said, just deal with the natural notes first. Okay, because when you start and with everything going, well, this half step, this is a sharp, this is a flat, ba 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 ba. At the beginning, it's confusing. So just the natural notes. And remember, whatever natural note you start on, and it doesn't matter where, as long as you follow the formula from the note you start on. And what that means is if you start on F, your next note G is a whole step away or 2 frets, and then you follow it down till you get to your F again. It's always going to come out right. Always. Now, another interesting thing about this, all right, is you've heard that expression, well, not expression, you've heard of the church modes. Okay, or people say, well, you know, I play, you know, you got to know your modes and this, that, the other thing. Simply with this chart, you have all your modes. Now, in the key of C, that's important. Again, we're dealing all natural notes. When you start on C and you do this, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, when you play these notes at that distance apart, you played what we call the Ionian mode. If you start on D and you go D to D, okay, you played what they call the Dorian mode. If you start on E and follow it through, you played the Phrygian mode. If you start on F, okay, you played the Lydian mode. If you start on G, you played the Mixolydian mode. If you started on A, you played the Aeolian mode. If you start on D, you played what they call the Hypophrygian. Okay? So, to the sound, what it sounds like, all right, and you've heard people do this on the guitar, here's the mode starting on C. Can we hear that all right, right? Okay, that would be the Ionian mode. That's the Dorian mode. That's the Phrygian mode. That's the Lydian mode. That's the Mixolydian mode. That's the Hypophrygian mode. And then we're back to C. I might have left one out there. I think I left out the Aeolian. All right, that starts on A. Right? And anyway, the whole thing here is if you follow the formula, you're always going to find your notes. You're always going to find your modes. No problem whatsoever. Okay? I'd be interested in your feedback on this. So if you have any questions, please, in the comments below. Get back to me and good luck with it. And again, remember, right now this was just the natural notes. Just the natural notes. Have fun with it and let me know how it works out. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.